What movie traumatized you as a kid? Jaws. I actually saw it in the theater when it came out. I made my mom take me. I was okay, until the night scene when they dived under the trashed boat. Then I was not okay. To this day, I will not swim in the ocean. It's weird, but watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as a toddler made me terrified of the abominable snowman. The Ring. Saw it at a sleepover, and 20 years later, TV static still gives me the willies. My brother slept in my mother's bed after seeing that shit, age 19. Event Horizon. Not a good movie for a 12-year-old to watch. Nor was Alien, for that matter. Starship Troopers was rough for me at age 10 as well. Event Horizon was the same for me. Should not have seen that in the theaters as a kid. Coraline. I'm 24, and I'm still scared of that movie and refuse to watch it. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? The shoe being dipped in acid was absolutely horrifying, and I had nightmares about steamrollers for years after seeing that movie. The first Chucky movie. It made me develop a terrible fear of dolls. I'm an adult, and just a few days ago, I had to hide a giant Santa Claus doll in other room to be able to sleep, because I felt extremely tense with that thing there. I don't know why it affected me so much, since I always watched horror/slasher movies with my father since I was a baby. It's the only movie that scared me. Poltergeist. Their hair. That movie traumatized me as a child. Specifically the scene with the raw rotten meat crawling around on the counter, just made me feel sick and fear raw meat. I also hated the scene when some dude went into the bathroom, and became panicky peeling his fucking skin off his face after. It was just a hallucination, I think. Horrifying and just freaky, yet I am still such a horror buff to this day, like my mom Lamau. The first Saw film. I still to this day have an irrational fear of being kidnapped in my sleep, and put into a jigsaw trap. Jumanji. Frickin' Jumanji. Thank goodness I was too young to recognize actors in other movies/shows, otherwise Robin Williams might have terrified me for life. The drums of the game have haunted me for quite some years. I instantly heard them when I read your comment. The Never-Ending Story. I had nightmares about that black wolf for weeks. I'm honestly not even sure if I even watched the movie itself. But when I was 6 or so, with my parents browsing VHS covers for something to rent, I saw all of it I needed. The movie title was Ghoulies, and the cover box pictured a little green monster with red suspenders, coming out of the toilet. From that point on I had zero trust of the toilet, especially if the lid was down. For a couple years, I refused to lift the lid with my hands, using a stick, shampoo bottle, brush, or whatever, as long as I didn't put any fingers under it to lift it. Pan's Labyrinth. This movie traumatized me, and I saw it when I was 30. Wizard of Oz. For whatever reason I still cannot remember why. For me it was the flying monkeys. They were horrifying. Okay, yeah, it was absolutely those diabolical-ass monkeys. The Mummy. Was made to watch it around 6 years old, shortly after I came to terms with my mortality upon seeing actual mummies in an exhibit at a museum. Cried for a week after that. Also the Beatles freaked me out. I told myself afterwards I would forget about it in a few months. I didn't. 2 of them for me. My older sister loved watching horror movies, and when I was 8 years old, I watched Candyman and It. They both fucked me up good, with nightmares for months, and I had a hard time looking in the mirror for a couple of years. Marathon Man gave me a permanent fear of dental treatment. Made the mistake of telling my old dentist this, and he'd have enormous fun asking is it safe. When getting his tools out. Got my revenge by leaving indented fingerprints in the chair's armrests. Said it every time this question is asked. Flipping through cable as an 11-year-old, I found John Waters' masterpiece called Pink Flamingos. 11-year-olds should not watch that movie. Not a movie, but the Goosebumps show made me so scared of dolls, Thanks to Slappy the dummy, that I locked all of my American Girl dolls in my closet. I'm 18, and dolls still freak me out. Final Destination, 2000. Seeing this in combination with 9/11 not too long after, messed me up as a NYC kid. I was 6, and terrified of planes for years. Stayed away from windows. Ernest Scared Stupid made me legitimately afraid of everything. Closets, woods, beds, everything. I haven't even rewatched it as an adult yet, but I know when I do, the monsters are going to look so stupid, and I'll feel like a total idiot for being more afraid of that movie than anything else I've ever seen. It. My dad used to make me and my siblings watch scary movies. That's just sick honestly of him. I was like 6, and for months I wouldn't take showers by myself, because I thought Pennywise was going to open my drain and kill me. I was 6 when I watched this too. Don't think I ever recovered. Still hate clowns. Ghostbusters. Story time, I was like 3 or 4, when my parents rented it, and I saw part of it. For some reason, Slimer especially freaked me out. That night when I was in bed, I was staring at the ceiling light that was on in the hallway, and you know, how when you stare at a light, and then look away, and the light is burnt into your retina? That happened, and I was convinced that it was Slimer. I took off screaming through the house to my parents' room, which was upstairs. It was months before I slept in my bed all night after that. The Exorcist. My sister and I decided to watch it one night, when my parents went out. Big mistake. When my parents came home, every light inside and outside the house was on as well, and we lit every candle we could find. I didn't sleep for 2 days, and my sister started wetting the bed. I didn't watch it again until I was in my 30s. Scream. I used to have nightmares of running away from him, hiding under cars, and being pulled out by my legs. I was like 6 years old, when I saw Tremors for the first time. I knew that it was just a movie, that giant man eating worms don't really exist. But for a week or so after seeing it, I was scared to walk across open ground. Like sweaty palms, adrenaline spiking, heart pounding, using all my willpower to fight the urge to run for safety and pure panic kind of scared. Adult me would classify it as an anxiety attack. Still love that movie though. Subscribe for more threads.